welcome on the next chapter of Digital Minds. Voices that shape the future in terms of talents and technology. Sounds promising, and my guests are also very promising. I would like to introduce Smita Negi, Head of Digital Hub India, Country Cluster IT Lead for South Asia. Welcome. And also Jacek Sadowski, and Jacek is Principal Data Scientist, Data Assets Platform AI. Correct? That's, as I said, we will talk about the technologies, but I would like to start, Smita, from you, because when we talk about the technology, when we talk about the IT, artificial intelligence, all those environments, women are a little bit shy and a little bit on the backstage. When we see worldwide is at 20/80, men and women. When I show your career path, you are always touched the IT technologies. How it happens? Was your passion, was your choice, and what was later on? Opportunities and the challenges.
Thank you for that question, Monica. I think for me, it has always been curiosity, being very curious around how the world is shaping, how the technology is impacting, which has constantly glued me to what's next. How do I leverage that for the purpose of creating an impact? What does it mean if I put technology here? How would it change the world? Can I, even today, if you ask me, if I stop typing and I can use my mind to say, okay, I can write all of these things, what's going in my head, I would love that. So that's how my technology brain has been an accelerator and probably a glue to where I am today, and constantly focused on where would it take next.
What would be your advice for women?
Always be curious, always be courageous. There is nothing wrong. It's just that might not be applicable as of today. It might be applicable in future. So just believe in yourself.
Huge opportunities. Thank you. And then I will switch a little bit to Jacek, because as we know, in the D-Hub in Warsaw, in Poland, we are quite good result with the women as employees. How it happens? What kind of promotion, what kind of environment did you build to have more women than average?
So first I would put my data scientist hat on and give you some
I count on you.
Data. So basically in Poland around 60% of people workforce in IT are women. Yeah, so it's not a lot. Yeah, it's significantly smaller number than men. But on the other hand, if you look at the numbers, at the dynamics of this number, it's growing. Right? Like if you look at the people who are attending IT majors, I think almost 50% more are women than men in terms of dynamics, in terms of the pace of growth. Yeah? So from this perspective, we are trying to find a lot of young female talents for D-Hub, for here, and it's significantly easier than finding seniors, women that are already 20 years in their career in IT. Yes, because this environment is changing. So we are doing our best to get as many young talents, female talents into D-Hub, and then grow them with us. And we are putting a lot of focus on that, also on finding this skillful women. And to be honest, when I hire interns, when I hire juniors, often the women I hire are really, really good at their job. They are really dedicated to it. They need to be strong, they need to be good to survive in this male-dominated environment. And when you find them, they are really good. So I have high hopes that with time they will grow and they will become seniors and leads, and the environment will also change. We will not only be able to find junior women in tech, but also more senior and lead one. Of course, we still have them, but again, that's statistics.
Thanks, Jacek, because it sounds very promising, because the future is bright for this business. That's why I think the women will play the very strong role in this environment.
Maybe to add one more thing, we are now facing the onset of agentic AI, large language models. The language is becoming to play a larger and larger part in it. The ability to communicate, yes? You will not communicate with software in the standard machine way. You will communicate using the language, and the software will be able to interpret your human language into doing things. And as we know, like again, a stereotype a bit, but women are very good at communication. So it is also important to have these skills. Yeah? So it's also good for this, let's say, capability of them. Yeah?
I can't say better. The women are great in the communications. I fully agree with you. When we talk about the technology trends and the environment which is changing, what kind of really dedicated trends you observe now in this business? Yes, and you are from the different areas of the world. Yes, I don't want even say to you are different countries, but the different part of the world. And what are the specific in your area with the developing of the business technologies? What kind of examples you can bring it?
You want to go first?
I can. So again, I will refer to AI. I think that Poland is a great place to work in AI space. We have very talented mathematicians, programmers, and those are people who are working with these technologies, who are really the key to further developing them. And by that, I mean programmers are really important if you want to leverage the already trained foundational models such as ChatGPT to create agents. And then it's a software development type of task where you need good programmers to create agents, to create the ecosystems of these agents, so that these agents can realize some tasks with the help of these foundational AI models. Yes, so you need good programmers, and again, Polish programmers are really good, and you find really great talents here. The other area where you need mathematicians is when you want to train your own models. Yes, so instead of just using the model that is general purpose one, you are training your own model, creating the specific purpose model. And for that you need a very in-depth understanding of mathematics, statistics, probabilistic. So for that, again, we have very good talents here, and I really enjoy working with these people here in Digital Hub in Warsaw. And I think that if you ask me for a strength, for a direction in which we can develop as, I don't know, Digital Hub, but also as a country, is that, yes, because it's a technology that is changing a lot.
Smita, would you like to add from your perspective from India?
Absolutely. I think, as Jacek said, the world is changing a lot. The technology focus is really shifting towards AI, generative AI, a lot in terms of how do we use large language models and others. I think overall, the focus that we have in India, and I can talk about from that perspective, is a lot on engineering talent. And that engineering talent is extensively focused on DevOps, full stack, data, cloud, you name it, and the kind of skill sets is growing. There's a huge number of universities that we have here, which is generating a large number of student pool focused on these technology stacks, and there are very specialized courses which goes into these colleges across India. India is a collection of 28 states, right, collectively. So within each state we have 20-30 great universities, so you can do the maths that the number of students which are coming out is huge, primarily focused on the engineering talent. And I think the one thing which is also becoming very relevant is how do we look at technology which is not just serving as the code writing, but also creating a value generation, which I think is key. Because one of the things which is going to be very relevant for us going forward is how do we translate this technology in creating business impact for the three businesses that we have, if I talk about from Bayer context, crop sciences, pharma, consumer health. And this is global nature, not just localized in India itself. So between the DHub Warsaw, DHub India, collectively how these talents the engineering talent we have in these two locations is going to create an impact, is going to be very futuristic in nature. So I'm very excited actually looking at how we're building up these D-hubs in the technology spaces to take on that next journey.
Thanks for that. Yes, Jacek?
To add to what Smita said, because I have a feeling that in India you have a lot of very specialized domains, yes, and people are very specialized in a certain domain, and of course we need that. In Poland, on the other hand, I have a feeling that Polish people are more overall, let's say, able to do stuff. Yeah, so they are very good, for example, they are very business oriented. They are very pragmatic. They can develop things easily in smaller groups without large projects and large governance around them. They can just connect and develop nice things that are business oriented, that are close to what is really needed by business. And it's a very good mix, yes, because we have these highly skilled Indian engineers who can work for the specific problems, and this more, let's say, agile overall type of mindset, Polish people, Polish engineers, and when they work together, I think that the magic
Absolutely.
happens.
I think that camaraderie between the two locations and the talents we have in two locations is going to be the powerhouse for focusing on building the talent we need at a global level, and that is going to be phenomenal to leverage the strength of our Warsaw engineers, our Indian engineers, and work with the global teams in Leverkusen and US and across the globe to deliver on these global platforms, because we are really focusing on huge digital transformation. And this is very exciting time actually to see how we do it.
I see there is this excitement because when you see how the world is very small now and how you would like to collaborate, and okay, we already see the big collaboration between Polish and Indian in the space, yes, and they really collaborate perfectly. That's why I think we also have this kind of future. But you said during your answer, we have the values, we have as a Bayer mission, and based on this mission, we are really create the value for our patients, customers, farmers. Is it added value what this Bayer ecosystem is doing? Because I think this is a little bit on the market of technology companies, a little bit differentiate us with this kind of the life science approach.
Absolutely. If you actually ask me what I have seen, one of the reasons why we are attracting these talent, highly skilled talent, is the mission statement of Bayer. When we say health for all, hunger for none, that itself becomes very motivating for these engineers. And when they join us, they are driven by how do I impact a patient's life? Exactly. How do I impact a farmer's life? How do I impact my customer's life? And all of these things collectively drives them toward not just be the technical person, but to also look at from a business context. So I think that's something which I've seen as very empowering for these people, and that also, by the way, works as a glue for people to be part of Bayer in a longer journey. They're not looking at switching between companies just because of other reasons. They look at holding on to the organization because of the mission.
They feel this mission, yeah. They feel they do something which will stay forever on the world, yeah.
One of the reasons why I joined Bayer was looking at all these green spaces. When I saw Bayer's branding in LinkedIn, let me say, I used to see crop sciences, I used to see the patients' medications and whatnot, and that motivated me to join Bayer. And then when I joined it, I saw that how Bayer is putting in extra effort in terms of creating a digital shift of where we want to really hold ourselves accountable in creating a better health for the humanity, for actually focusing on contributing to eradicate hunger.
Thanks of these possibilities of the conversation, because we can also see on the market the perception of Bayer it's not yet there. It means not there. This is the technology company. Yes, that's always life science company with the high recognition, but we still have something to do in front of us. That's why we are here. Yeah, that's why we are here.
Good and bad, yes. It's bad maybe because maybe it's not that easy to get the engineers, but it's good because our products are these life-changing products that are doing a real good for people. And for technology companies, of course, they have products like that, but it's not the central piece of their mission. For us, it's a central piece of the mission and vision we have. And it's wonderful, yes. And the same as Smita, I joined Bayer because of that, yes, because I loved the mission statement, and I was looking for a place where I can make a difference, yeah, where my work will be put into the products that are actually helping someone, not are just to earn money for the company, but are to make a difference for the consumers, patients, farmers, like everyone in this world.
We will continue this conversation in the next episode. Stay tuned.